This is for year 11 methods from the TrialSAC question 5e. So it says consider the height above the ground of the second projectile. So the situation is we have a second projectile. It might look like this. If you look at the equation, it's a negative quadratic, so it will be flipped. And because I can factorize this very quickly, I can get an idea that it will always intersect at 0 and some other value. Some other value, and that other value, you can work it out on your CAS or you can work it by hand. I'll just do it on the CAS just to show you how to do it. So I'll go edit, clear all first. Now, if I want to find where the projectile hits the ground, we know it hits the ground at 0 all the time. Well, always on the ground at 0 at the start because that's when it's getting launched, but when it hits the ground, so it's talking about the second x-intercept or t-intercept. So to find that, we equate the equation t squared plus kt equals 0, t equals 0, and we find out what t values in terms of k give you 0. So the way I work it out is go to my keyboard, variable, I go -10 t squared plus k t equals 0. 0, what I do is I solve it, then solve, not desolve, solve for, we're solving for t. So go back to variable, t, and we got our two x-intercepts, which is t equals 0 and t equals k on 10. And t equals k on 10. And k on 10 is the one we want because it's where it lands, not where it gets shot. So in terms of t, when would the projectile be that? Okay, so for part 2, this is for part 1, for part 2, we're trying to find when it's the highest point. So remember the rule for quadratics? If you have two x-intercepts, maximum or minimum, in this case it's a maximum because we know it's a negative quadratic, the maximum will occur between these two values. So t max would equal 0 plus k on 10 divided by 2, which is just k on 20. And that's how you find the when the maximum value occurs. It happens to be at k equals 20. Because we don't have the value for k, we just need we can only write in terms of k. Now, this isn't asked in the question, but if you were asked to find what the maximum value is, you just sub this back into our original equation to get where what the maximum g is, or the height above the ground is.